them specifically giving her son something to drink that was full of radiation. And that reminds me of they have a treatment in the hospital now when you have thyroid problem. They dress up in hazmat suit and bring you a concoction to drink. It's radiation. So I guess you could thank these people if you had to take that for the data and the information that they contribute to society. They said that these people did a wonderful thing by showing the world the effects of nuclear radiation and what it does on the human body. So these people should be glorified for what they did for the medical field. And they gave them $150 million in compensation. And the money ran out. Okay? The money ran out. But that was the compensation. And all they're asking for now is their land back, which is utterly contaminated. I just wanted to share that to let you know what we are dealing with. So, I don't trust. They tell you what they're doing. They make videos about it, books. It's right here. It's in your pocket. They tell you what they do. They give you ample grounds not to trust or believe. The bikini bathing suit is in effect today because of the annihilation just about of a people. I didn't know that. Did you? And they made films and movies about it. And this was sandwiched in between something. It's like it was hidden, this information. But it's right there. They made films about it. But I'm going to end now, and I want to share that with you. But you could do your research later to find out what we're dealing with. So peace, people. Hope you can find yourself. But consider what we're dealing with here, who we're dealing with here. They have no mercy. They have no compassion. These were people that looked just like members of my family, nose, lips just like ours. And they did it just because they could.